construction can't wait task in Lake Ribiere, Quebec. Hello there everybody and welcome to another special episode of SnowRunner here at Overfed Gaming. I am the Overfed. We are working on the construction can't wait task stage 1, which is part of the Routier Solutions Canada Inc contract. We're here in our Sleiter ST 816, the Elephant, picking up 2 cargo containers at the port in harbor. We're going to deliver them to the construction site's northern part in Lake Ribiere. We're going to hit the ferry just at the end of the dock here, and we're going to travel over to Lake Ribiere, and then we'll be on our way in just a short little while. And here we are, just fresh off the ferry, and we're going to do a little bit of four-wheeling as we got to travel through the countryside here to get to the construction site's northern part. Now we've already delivered 3 vehicle spare parts, and we still got to do the cargo containers, and then stage 1 will be completed. But like I said, before we get there, we have a couple of little hoops that we gotta jump through, as we always seem to have. But the Sleiter, one of the best trucks in our fleet, I think, well, one of the best trucks in the game as far as I'm concerned, but that's just my opinion. Don't take my opinion for it. Take it out, travel around, pull some cargo with it, and check it out for yourself. But I don't think you'd be disappointed. Anyhow, as we're climbing up the hill here, we're basically on the left-hand side of the map, and we're going to hang a tight right as we get past this tree. Now, whenever there's a tree laying on the ground like that, if you drive over it near the crown, there is no trouble. Now, if you try to drive over near the trunk, the bottom where the root ball would be, then they usually won't let you do that. Now, as we're coming up around here, you can see the water and the little frozen lake there. And I should have just gone straight here down on the left-hand side and then across the water. But I hadn't attempted that route yet, and I just kept going this way when I've been this way a few times. But the other route is probably a little bit easier, which I end up trying later on in different videos. So whenever you're driving and you're delivering cargo, don't always settle on the same route. Sometimes there's better routes, or there's, a little bit of a shortcut. Always keep your eye open, but be careful, because sometimes they can come back to bite you in the butt, as it might do to us later on in this particular video. We have a little bit of trouble. Well, I'll let you know that when we jump upon that part. Now here you can, like I've said many times before, if you keep your eye on the ice, you can pretty well see where there are solid parts and kind of more or less drag your trailer through most of it. It's not much of an issue, but you still got to get through it. And once you're through it, we can climb up on the other side there, and that's the only way to go. I wouldn't stay on the ice there. I don't think there's any direction to go there. And then we just climb up. Another Sleiter, like I said, is a very capable truck, but he doesn't have chains. It's the one problem that he doesn't have. Now, I could put a crane on him, but I haven't done that yet. So I forgot the last time I was in, and we're going to be installing that soon, because it might come in handy down the road sometime. Now, as we're coming up around the corner here, we got a fully loaded fuel trailer sitting there for if we're ever low on the fuel. We can fill up just from that little spot there. Now, when we come around the corner here, you can see the Tuz in the distance, and that's another. I had it out and I finished the job and I just left it there in case it was needed. Now, for some reason, I changed my mind in going around towards the Tuz, and I thought it'd be a good idea to cut through the middle here. But when I run into that tree and I see that it doesn't bend over, now I gotta rethink this, and I'm gonna try and get through here. But you know, I'm gonna spare you the agony of how long it took me to get out of here, because I had a lot of trouble. And why I should have just stuck with the original route, which I didn't do, unfortunately. But live and learn, and this is what happens sometimes. Now I finally going back and forth, finally managed to break it free here, and we managed to get it loose. But like I said, it's okay to try different routes. Sometimes it's best to try them with a different truck and no cargo. And that way, if you do get stuck, well, that's okay. Anyhow, we got the cargo loose, and we're back on the move. We got to deliver these 2 containers, and we don't have too much further to go to finish the stage 1 of this construction can't wait job. Now, over here, we could have gone straight and climbed up the hill where the road is, a little bit down the ice, but I wasn't too sure about how good or solid or strong the ice was, so I figured the sooner I get off of it, the better. So I thought I'd just climb over to the side. Now, luckily with the Sleiter having such huge tires, even if you do fall through the ice a little bit, not much of an issue, because you can climb out of there fairly easily still. Now you got one, see, if you would have stayed on the ice, this is where you would have had to climb out, and then at the same time you would have had to try and make the turn here and climb up here, all with that trailer already being on too far over to the right. So I might have been better off doing what I did there. Anyhow, we made it through there, and we're still moving, you know, even though we got stuck a couple of times. But all part of the game, I suppose. Then when you come over this little hump of the hill, you got to get to the right-hand side, and I think I should have crossed to the right-hand side a little bit earlier here. It looked like it was a little bit more solid. However, we got to get over to the side of the rocks there, because the road is just on the other side of it, if you can call it. And we'll just kind of climb up. And like I said, the ice is not too bad in Quebec. And if you stay to the side, you're usually pretty good. Pretty safe on the sides of the lake. Here's our Kenworth, another rescue vehicle / mobile fuel truck for whatever you need. And when we get around the corner here, we just got a little ways left to go. We got to climb up a little bit of a bank here. But like I said, with this particular job, if you just take your time, and the route is fairly straightforward. There's not really a lot of pitfalls, unless of course you drive off the road or you take a detour that you haven't fully checked out. And sometimes that'll hold you back a little bit, but that's okay, because we keep playing until we get through. And now we're getting close to the highway up here, just up ahead. A little bit more of a little bit of a mud trail to go through here. Really not much of an issue. Absolutely awesome. This Sleiter will, I tell you, I have not seen too many things that will slow this Sleiter down or stop him completely. Anyhow, I really enjoyed this delivery, and I think it's going to be successful. I hope you got something out of the video, maybe a tip or a trick or something. I hope to see you back at Overfed Gaming again real soon. Until then, you've been delivering a couple of cargo containers with the Overfed in a Sleiter ST 816 Elephant.